from Hollywood blockbusters to musicals. Elizabeth Gillies and Ariana Grande in 13 the Musical, which is a good one. If you ever see that on YouTube, definitely watch it. It's worth your time. I I said to myself, these characters are so talented, and Victoria Justice is going to definitely go somewhere. She's got a couple of albums out now. We definitely play her music in an effort to promote her here on the show, and we do a lot of web shows on her too. And we're going to continue to do it as new editions of the show are dropped for season 3 periodically. We just did a review of the Breakfast Bunch, and archive of that video is on our YouTube channel. And by the time I had it, composed, I sent it off, and initially I thought that it was going to be ignored because usually syndicated television networks don't care what fans have to say, no matter who you are, unless you are someone of high authority who either is known or is working for the network and have an office position. Nobody really cares what fans have to say with a network. And I consider myself a fan of everything that I do. No matter if I have a radio show or not, I still consider myself as a fan of this kind of thing. So initially what I thought was it was going to be ignored. So a couple of weeks later, about 6.5 weeks later, I sit down and I realize this show's been moved from 4 a.m. with the 4 a.m. time slot or the 3:30 a.m. time slot, whatever it was in, to a 8:30 p.m. Eastern time slot, and it's being streamed on the network consistently now. And every week thereafter, it was continuing to be streamed at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Then I realized, and it hit me. The letter that I had composed on your guys' behalf was reviewed by the program director of YTV, and they changed the programming lineup. What they did was they bumped, I think it was Life with Boys, which was a show that I actually mentioned that took up 3 blocks to a time some nights of the week. And then I mentioned that you could substitute one of the Life with Boys blocks, which is starring Tori Webster, with an addition of Victorious to get a little bit of extra promotion behind the show, which I think and I believed they needed. I mentioned everything from how much merchandise the show had to how much success these stars had, in particular Victoria Justice, who's done everything, in my opinion, and is going to do even more over the next 5 years. In the next 5 years, I'm predicting she's going to be one of the biggest teen idols in the world, if she isn't already there, with over 1 million followers on Twitter and just as many fans on Facebook, keeping up with her conversation. We have Like Victoria Justice on Facebook and are following her on Twitter, and I consistently tweet to Victoria Justice consistently, and I have some of her show specials on our Twitter page for you at HW Entertainment Jonathan Clarke 1. In addition to that, you'll find some of her music videos, which have been collaborated with such genius. And they listened. It was so unexpected they were going to do it. And to be honest with you, it took me off guard. So then I said to myself, well, obviously I'm going to have to speak on the situation. I have to say something, because if I don't, YTV are going to say that I took it for granted and remove them out of this slot. I know they listen to the show, and I want them to know that we definitely appreciate, I speak for everybody on this show when I say we definitely appreciate what you've done here, and I hope that you consistently continue to show Victorious in a more appropriate time slot. This was something that I was consistently saying every time we would do a Victoria Justice show, either on Victoria Justice herself or her show in its entirety. The show needs a better time slot. The show needs a better time slot. The show needs a better time slot. The time slot sucks. The time slot blows. And you listened. And we definitely appreciate that. And that was our goal with this web show series that we developed about the show. We wanted to get them a better time slot, and with my ability to contact people and my knowledge of how to actually work with people, in conjunction with YTV, we are now promoting, we find ourselves in a position where we are promoting this new time slot in an effort to keep it in the time slot it's in. And I hope we can do it. I really do, because I do see prosperous things ahead for this show. Definitely, there's a lot of prosperous things ahead for Victorious, because you have such a talented cast. Even the guy who does the voiceover for Rex, who insults his co-star, Matt Bennett, who was actually in that movie Spectacular back in 2009. Even the smallest roles in this show are so important. You have such an incredibly talented group of individuals who don't get enough credit. And I'll say this again. Victoria Justice is somebody who I believe, speaking from my perspective and what I've seen and what I've done for the show, is somebody who doesn't get enough credit. Yes, she has 1 million followers on Twitter. She has 1 million followers on Facebook. And she probably has just that many views on her website. Anything else she has on the internet. But I believe she's someone who doesn't get enough credit. Twitter and Facebook does nobody any justice. I know that because I've been promoting the show here on Facebook and Twitter. We don't get any more hits on Facebook and Twitter than we do on our official website. Sometimes a Facebook and a Twitter benefits you. Other times it doesn't. I think she's had a tremendous amount of success. But, I think that she can be being given more credit than what she's being given. And I hope that this platform that we are putting her on with this time slot now will give her the opportunity to have that type of promotion and that type of credit. I hope this gets people talking on Twitter and Facebook. I hope that it gets her fans talking about her more. Because I've seen the advertisements for the merchandise. That can all pick up too. I've seen the promos for the show. They could be airing the promos more. There's a lot of work and a lot more effort that could be being put behind this show, and it's just not being done. So this is why we're doing this web show series, in an effort to get the attention of people and keep this time slot. This time slot is just the beginning of something huge, I think, for not only Victoria Justice, but the cast in its entirety and the entire Nickelodeon and YTV franchise. Definitely, I do support this show. I will continue to support it, and I want the cast members of the show just to remember me as the guy who believed in them enough to give them this time slot and to do something special for them. This is my gift to them, and I hope they use this as a promotional form to put themselves over the top and say, this is what we can do, this is what we are here to do, and this is what we are going to stay here to do. 5 or 6 years from now, we will still be here. Victoria Justice just turned 19 on the 13th of February, the day before Valentine's Day. And at 19 years of age, she has got an impressive resume for herself, guest starring on shows like iCarly, Penguins of Madagascar, had a role on Zoe 101, and now Victorious. And that's just a small little teaser of what she's actually done. For additional details, pull up her Wikipedia page. You will be impressed with her Wikipedia and the amount of things this girl has done. Her Wikipedia page, if you were to print it out, is about 2 or 3 pages in length with a list of accomplishments that you will not believe. And I really do give the writers, the people who direct this show, as a result of all their work, a tremendous amount of credit for putting this show in the position it's in. I just think that the show doesn't get enough credit, doesn't get enough distribution, and this is why we did it. This is why we did this special web show series in an effort to get the better time slot. And it's nice to know, at the end of the day, what we were saying was listened to, it was taken into consideration for about 6 weeks, and it's all finally coming to fruition. So definitely we accomplished what we set out to do, and we are proud to announce now, as of March 12th, is the date I'm putting on this, because I think that's back when that started. I just never noticed, actually. I just thought they were doing it initially for March break. They had March break for an entire week, and they were putting Victorious on in a 8:30 p.m. Eastern time slot as a March break special. What they gave us was a better deal than what we had initially asked for, and this is something that I have to throw out over the air. What we had initially asked for is for the show to be spun an extra night instead of just Friday. What we wanted was the show to be spun a total of 2 times between Monday to Thursday, and YTV came back and responded with an even better deal. The deal I got was absolutely unbelievable. The deal that we had initially asked for pales in comparison to this one. The deal that we got was a time slot of 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday to Thursday, with the 2:30 a.m. Eastern Time slot being kept open for the repeat airing of the show that aired initially at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, with a Friday special dropping at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and the Sunday airing at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time being the repeat slot for the Friday special. You still get your special on Friday, so you got something to look forward to on the weekends. And you have the show to look forward to Monday to Thursday, with shows being aired from seasons 1 through 2, which is really, really cool. So you get to relive all your favorite Victoria Justice moments. And definitely you deserve all the credit in the world, guys, for supporting the show the way that you did. So I thought I would put this little show together to show our thanks at a YTV for this. It's not going unnoticed. We definitely do appreciate it, and we look forward to working with you guys in the future on different projects. If not Victoria, something else, or definitely we'll probably revert back to talking about Victoria Justice. She's someone that's not going to shy away from our conversational topics here on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. I do congratulate her on her success, and I hope that she uses this forum as a promotional forum as we continue to strive and promote her the best way we know how. An incredible amount of talent. Who would have thought it? She goes in at auditions, one of these Nickelodeon auditions that have literally 600 or 700 kids show up in one room, and she goes so far with a dream that probably didn't seem